You are watching WPTV, award-winning college television.
Welcome back to the desk. We're back with the latest in the National Hockey League, and here with me to break it down is Jess Carfello, Chase Haffner, Andy Gavin, and Tyler Cooper. Guys, the All-Star break has come and gone, and the better half of the season is just sharpening the skates. We've seen the great players doing great things, and some guys just not really getting the memo. But Jess, I want to start with you. Who do you think is an underrated player who deserves a little more love?
I mean, I got to give it to a guy that's honestly both got the looks and got the skills to play the part. Matt Barzal from the Islanders. 14 goals, 38 assists, hits +3. He's already on pace to outdo himself this season. And he's already tied the best that he had last season at 14 goals. He's getting more ice time than he did. And Patrick Roy's really been giving him the lead and the charge in the Islanders, in their whole organization.
Yeah, you know, I'm really impressed with how he's been, and he definitely deserves a little more love. But Tyler, we'll move over to you. Who do you think is an underrated player?
Yeah, let's talk about Sam Reinhart, the center from the Florida Panthers. He deserves a lot of love because he's having a breakout season. He leads the league in goals with 37. He has 25 assists, and he's on the ice for about 20 minutes per game. And I think he's better than Alexander Barkov, and he's taking the lead position for the Panthers.
Yeah, very impressed with how he's been. Move over to you, Chase. Who do you think is underrated?
As soon as I saw this question, I knew exactly who I wanted to talk about. Devils player Jesper Bratt.
Of course.
Listen, I'm a Devils fan, and I absolutely love him. I've been watching him for a while now, and he just, when you talk about the Devils, I feel like people only talk about the Hughes brothers, Mercer, Nico, and because of that, Jesper gets overlooked a lot. And he's just one of their most solid players. He's 19th in the league right now for points, and I'm really just proud of him that they finally let him onto the All-Star team where he belongs.
Yeah, I mean, he was a big catalyst in the playoff push not too long ago, so it's good to see him get a little more recognition here on the desk. Andy, we'll close it out with you. Who do you think is an underrated player?
I'm going to say JT Miller. I mean, the Canucks, he's done really good with the Canucks, especially to that new contract. 22 goals, 46 assists, averaged about 20 minutes on the ice, and his plus-minus is 20. And, the question could be, can he become the center that they need him to be? You have Hughes out there, you have Eriksson out there, and that $8 million right now for a year looks like a bargain, and he's killing penalties, throwing hits, playing up against the board, he's collapsing the crease, and right now he's playing the number one center they needed him to be on this contract.
Yeah, playing exactly how they need him to be, like you said. But moving on, we've reached the halfway mark in the season, and the playoffs are inching ever so closer. We're going to see some big moves from teams still in the hunt for a wild card spot. The deadline is, less than a month away. Yeah. I just want to start with you, Andy. Who do you think is going to make a big move to punch their ticket to the playoffs?
So, Leon Rose yesterday had a big day for the Knicks. Now Chris Drury's turn.
Jesus.
Philip Hedl is on long-term injured reserve, probably never going to play hockey again in his life, but that clears up cap space, so that's a good thing.
Oh, jeez.
So Adam Henrique, Frank
rough.
Vetrano. It's good for him. Frank Vetrano, Adam Henrique, they're players I'm watching. Adam Henrique, he's 34. He's a good two-way player. He's really good as a center, as that right wing that you need him to be. And Vetrano, he was here 2 years ago. He paired up really well with Zibanejad and Kreider. They had a 56 expected goals percentage when they were on the ice. And together, that line had 22 goals in 50 games. And they also were a big reason why 2 years ago they were able to go to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, I mean, going to look for them to make a move. I mean, I know you're a big Rangers guy, so you're probably looking for them to make a big acquisition. But Jess, what team do you think is going to make an acquisition to make that playoff push?
I think the Islanders. First off, shout out Sammy. You're going to like this answer. But they lost the first round last season, missed the playoff season before. I think they're going to pull some big moves. They got a talented team. Matt Barzal, like I said earlier, they're sitting at 5.54 percentage, and they're 5 points away from the second wildcard spot. I think they're really going to make a big push soon and hopefully punch their ticket to get to the playoffs.
Yeah, certainly looking forward to seeing if that comes to fruition. Tyler, we'll move on to you. What team do you think makes a move?
Yeah, let's talk about the Dallas Stars. I think that they're going to make a big push and punch their ticket to the playoffs because they're sitting second behind the Avalanche at 31 and 14. And the Stars are third in goals per game, and the penalty kills are just at 83%, so that's really good, and I think they're going to sneak in there and make the playoffs.
Yeah, make a move to kind of just boost you to that one seed, really secure your spot in the postseason. Chase, we'll finish it with you. Who do you think?
You know what I'm going to say.
Oh, do I really?
No, yeah, you know what I'm going to say.
Don't tell me.
I think that the New Jersey Devils are going to make it. And listen.
I do not.
Look, this is what I'm going to say. Every time I come on the show, I come on with a book full of numbers and statistics, and I've been wrong a lot of times. So this time, my opinion,
Lord.
I just have hope. That is my only opinion on why I think they're going there. I literally just have hope. You think I'm skimping you? That's all I wrote. I just have hope in them. I have been watching them for years. I've been a fan for even longer, and I really just have hope in this.
You know what? Sometimes hope is
Good
the best
analyst.
thing you could do. Yeah, you know what?
Good analyst.
Sometimes
Thank you.
blind faith and hope can will your favorite team to victory.
A very hurt team.
Yeah. But guys, with just 4 weeks to go until the trade deadline, we've already seen some big sales already in the works. I'm going to start with you, Tyler. Who do you think is a player that could be on the move come the trade deadline?
Noah Haffner, I think he's up there at the top. Let's take a look at his numbers here. He's a defenseman. He's got 9 goals, 17 assists, 73 blocks, and a plus minus of 11. I think he's really good, and he's gonna. He's interested in a lot of teams. The Bruins are interested in him. The Devils are interested in him. So I think he's a good player to keep an eye out for.
Yeah, I mean, it seems he apparently looks a lot like Adam Henrique.
Yeah.
Who maybe
Yeah.
we'll talk about
Yeah.
later. I mean,
Yep.
he could be on the move. But Jess, we'll move on to you. Who do you think ends up getting moved?
All right. You guys just need to hear me out on this, but let's take a look at his numbers to start off. Start off with 5 goals. Oh, man, Adam Henrique looking a lot like Capo Caga right now. 15 goals, 18 assists, and 21 minutes. It's second round pick in 2019. He is definitely not producing on a level that he should be right now. And honestly, the Rangers are looking to get some more cap space. And I think he's definitely someone on the list of people that should go. And hear me out on this. A mock trade to the Ottawa Senators for Tarasenko and Jacob Chikrin. Honestly, 2 guys that I think in the Rangers would be.
I'm a Rangers fan, and Kakko is not worth that. That is a dream trade that would never happen. That's a Madden trade.
look,
A man can dream.
Well, look.
Can he not?
I just want to move on. Chase, who do you think gets dealt at the deadline?
I think that's going to be Adam Henrique.
Oh,
And
actually, this time.
let's check him. Let's check him this time. Let's see his numbers. There we go. Okay, so he's already got 15 goals. In assists, he's got 18. He averages 21 minutes on ice, and then he's got a rating of 1. But look, I think that something big with him is his leadership abilities. I watched him playing the Devils, and pretty much all this is to say, Adam, please come home to the Devils. We miss you. I miss you. Please come back.
So it could be a big move to potentially fulfill that hope that you have in the Devils. But we'll close out with you, Andy. Who do you think gets moved in the deadline?
I'm going to say Vladimir Tarasenko. I mean, he picked up that contract coming to Ottawa this all season. We're going to take a look at his stats here. Yeah.
There we go.
He has 13 goals, and, for an assist, he has 20. Time on ice, average about 60 minutes. He's plus minus 11. Ottawa's struggling right now. He's not having that good of a season, not playing up to the contract. So I'm going to look for the Ottawa to dump him and try to just rebuild off where they were 3 years ago when they were in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, I mean, could look to be a big move. But we're going to close this one out by talking about the outdoor games at MetLife Stadium. Guys, out of the planned, MetLife matchups, the tri-state area, tribulations, whatever you want to call them, between the Devils and Flyers and the Rangers and the Islanders. Starting with you, Chase, which of these matchups are you most excited for, and who do you think is going to win out?
Oh, by far, I am most excited for the Devils versus Flyers match. However, no one is more excited than my little sister, who's been begging my dad to go, and he refuses to go because it's going to be way too cold. And I want you to take a wild guess of who I think is going to win this one.
Probably the Devils.
Oh, yeah, and you know why? Because I have hope. We're going to make it this year. I have hope. I just have hope.
Highly doubt it, but Andy, we'll
I
move
have
on
hope.
to you.
I'm not a Rangers or Devils shill here. I actually picked something logical, and I think it's going to be the Flyers. The Flyers are third in the Metropolitan. They had a really good December, a really good January. They're third right now. They've been climbing up. They had a really rocky start, and right now Torts is really well with them. They've had good goalie play. If they can rely on their first and second line, they can really collapse the zone, have a good forecheck, and that's how you're going to beat the Devils. Devils are fast, but Flyers can be faster if they can shut them down in their offensive zone.
Very fair point. Tyler, moving on to you. Which are you most excited for?
Yeah, I'm excited to see the Devils and Flyers play because I was looking at the numbers and they're very evenly matched. The Devils are 25-20, and the Flyers are just a notch ahead of them at 26-19. But I think the Devils are going to win out because they play 5 more games coming into this one. So I think the Devils are going to be ready to go, and they're going to, step on that ice and take out Philly.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. I mean, that's a solid choice. Jess, we'll close it out with you. What are you most excited for?
Is it obvious?
Yeah.
It's the Rangers game. not only because I'm a Rangers fan, but I think the Rangers are going to have a better game over the Islanders. They're well rested after the All-Star break. They've won their last 2 games, and I think they're finally figuring out their goaltender situation. And they have Shesterkin. Quick's been doing good. He won his last 3 starts. I think the Rangers are going to come out firing. It's going to be a fun rematch of the 2014 Stadium Series, and I'm one of the only people here on the desk that is actually willing to brave the cold and get out there.
I'd go. I would. But I didn't know what was
I would
happening.
go.
But that's going to do it for the NHL. We've got a very exciting segment covering the Super Bowl up next on Sports Desk.